Shout out to the real ones. Went a little bit early, got everything ready. No reason to wait around. We are live on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I hope everyone's having a good day. Marshall Green here as always. We got a lot to discuss in today's show. We're going to go through a preview of Giants at Ravens or Ravens at Giants in Week 6. We also have an updated injury report of all the people that played and didn't play or participate in practice on Wednesday. And then we're also going to take a look at 10 wide receiver trade targets the Giants could look at before we get to the NFL trade deadline, which is a couple of weeks away. Yeah, November 1st. We are right next to the NFL trade deadline. So we're going to break all that down in today's show. And as always, we'll do a mailbag where we answer your guys' questions. But I want to do this to start the show. Where are the real ones at? Real one, roll call. Where are the real ones at? You know what to do. I don't even got to tell you what to do. If you're a real one, be a real one and do what you do. Do what the real ones do. Let's ride. SB, what up? The comment section's already popping off. Shout out to K. Scott, Cha, Mr. Assassin, Corinne. What up, Corinne? O'Brien, Unlimited Liquid. Marshall, would I care if... Oh, my gosh. Why did I even read that? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have read that. You know, it's like you see something and you start reading it, and it's like, I don't even know if I should block the guy on the channel, but whatever. Here we go. K. Scott, Invisible, MD, Paul, Big Yum Yum, Will, Colin, Marquise Robertson, real one all day, every day long. What's up, Marquise? Hope you're having a good one. K. Scott, Brian, Big Yum Yum, Alberto, Jason, Brian, yeah, he got me. I mean, if that was your goal of today to get me to read your comment, then success. Great success. Tell my mom. Now you got to go sub. Absolutely. Shout out to Azia, Nipunje, Rashard Lopez, Mr. Assassin, Wink versus the Ravens. Yes, sir. Real one, score, JD. That's what I like to see. I want to ask you guys this question as people continue to pile in. I'm expecting a big audience today. Picked up a lot of subs recently. Looking for some new real ones to step up. Let me know. Who do you got this Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern? The Giants versus the Ravens. Wink Martindale playing against his old team that fired him. You know Wink Martindale is going to be cooking stuff up this weekend, trying to do everything he can to slow down Lamar Jackson. So I want to ask you right there watching this video, who do you got winning the game this Sunday? Type NYG for the Giants, BAL for the Ravens. Will Pascal says, Marshall, you're my brother from another mother. Let's ride. I would love to get on the show one day. We might have to look into getting some viewers on the show. That'd be pretty damn cool. Will, I appreciate you tuning in as always. A ride or die real one right there. Mr. Assassin's rolling with the Giants. So is Espy. So is Paul. So is K. Scott. Basil. Cha. What up, Cha? O'Brien. Invisible. K. Scott. Sharia Davis. What up? Marcus says FBR. We got something. It's not FBR this week, but we do got something that everybody can go ahead and spam. Shout out to the Yida. Jason, BB Farrell. What does that mean? BB Farrell? I don't know. Does that mean Baltimore? If it does, you can go piss on yourself. Shout out to Megan, Epic Jackson. Elijah says, I think we've come away with a win, but it'll have to be through defense, and offense needs to find a way to start fast. I 100% agree. You've got to start fast this weekend. William Clay, Maurice Fields, AZ, Jason, Big Blue for life. How did I not know that? I'm an idiot. You see this face? This is the face of an idiot. Jason Phillips, I appreciate you guys. I do want to give some credit to the $100 Super Chat Ring of Honor. All of these people have Super Chatted $100 at least one time through the season started. Trey, Dax, Joe, CFA, and Kerry Morris. And I tried to think of a way to make you guys forever a part of New York Giants now. I talked with my guy, producer Trizzy, chopped it up with some people in the office. What is a way that we can have the Ring of Honor be a part of the show forever? You guys know the hard hat. You love it because we're a bunch of blue-collar mother effers. The hard hat, I wanted to do something a little bit different. You know, like in football, you get the decals on, like for a sack or a takeaway, you put it on the helmet. That's what we're doing. Every $100 super chat, you get a sticker with your initials. That's why you see TM. That's why you see TG. That's why you see CM, CFA, JM, and DAX. Right there, the real one, hard hat. Send in a $100 super chat. You're forever a part of the real one Ring of Honor. I know it's a lot of money, and I appreciate everybody that does, but that is the way I wanted to get you guys a part of the show forever. Also, shout out your city. I want to know where you guys are watching from. Get down in the comments. I just hit my hand on the desk. That hurt kind of bad, not going to lie. The desk's too high. It's too high. Well, it's not even plugged in, so who knows. Shout out your city in the comment section. I want to know where all the real ones, all 118 people are watching from right now. Let me know. Shout out your city. Mr. Assassin, can't wait to watch 21 Savage back. Yeah, it's awesome to see Landon Collins back playing linebacker. Branford, PA, Bermuda, Albany, Malaysia from Brian. I love it. Great success from Dad and JoJo. Serbia, Long Island, Michigan, Florida, Brooklyn, Harlem, Philly, but Giants for life. I love it. Brooklyn, LA, New Jersey, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Honolulu. There's so much Hawaii. What are we going to do? Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I see a lot of Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut. Yep. Mobile, Alabama. Alabama. How about this? Let's talk a little Giants. Who has been the best player on the Giants this year? Who has been the best player on the Giants this year? I think there's a lot of ways you could go, but I want to hear from you guys. The real ones. You guys know I value your opinions. I go back down. I read the comment section. I watch the comment section as the shows go on. I want to know for you, because we got another question in a second. But who has been the best player on the Giants so far this year? I'm seeing a lot of Saquons. I'm seeing Danny Jones, Andrew Thomas, Danny Dimes, Dexter Lawrence. That's a great answer. Thomas, Sexy Dexy. Look, I think our best player has been Andrew Thomas. And then after that, I think it's been Saquon Barkley. Then after that, I think it's been Dexter Lawrence. And then I think there's a lot of ways you could go. You can go with Dory Jackson. You can go Xavier McKinney. You can go Daniel Jones. I think those are the elite players on this roster right now. I love what I've seen from Dexter Lawrence. I love what I've seen from Saquon, Daniel Jones, Xavier McKinney, Adoree Jackson. Tay Crowder from Jason. He had a really good game in week 4. I wouldn't say he's been our best player, though. Darnay Holmes has been solid. Graham Gano can always be in there. Graham Gano, cold-blooded Cano, is clutch, no doubt about it. So not the best player now. Who has been, I know we don't want to focus too much on the negative stuff, but I just wanted to get all your guys' opinion real quick. We won't spend too much time on this. Who has been the most disappointing player this year? Giants 2-6, what's good, fam? Who has been the most disappointing player this year? For me, it's Kadarius Toney. I thought this was the year Kadarius Toney could cement himself as one of the biggest playmakers in the NFL. I know some people are saying Kenny Golladay, but it's Kadarius Toney for me. I really thought he was going to be able to elevate this roster and really just take this receiving core to the next level. I say Kadarius Toney. I understand Kenny Golladay, no doubt about it. Yeah, it looks like everyone's saying the wide receivers. That makes sense. How about this? We got 150 people watching and 41 likes. Those are rookie numbers. If we can get to 100 likes in the next minute, I'll do a shot of Fireball to get the show rolling. 150 people watching, we got 44 likes. If you want to beat the Ravens, like this video right now. If we get to 100 likes in the next 50 seconds, we'll do a fireball shot. Let's get to 100 likes right now. Hit that thumbs up icon right now. Everyone that's liked the video, type me. If you've liked the video, type me. Two-step process. Like the video, then type me. Tom Downey, we're at 69 likes. He's wet somewhere out there in the office right now. Can we get to 100 likes as he's pounding on the table? 69. Tommy, we did it again. We are 14 likes away from 100 likes on the stream. Let's get there. We got 15 seconds. Are we going to do it? Hit that thumbs up icon. I don't know if we're going to get there, Trace. 10.
If they don't get there, the Giants are going to lose. It's terrible.
Hit that thumbs up icon. 4.
Cowboys fans would
3.
have it liked.
6 likes away. 2. 1. I'm going to stop the clock.
Let's see.
I'm going to refresh the stream. We're 6 likes away. 3 likes away. Hit that thumbs up icon. 2 likes away. I'm going to pour up the shot because I believe you guys are going to hold me down.
Go.
And we did it. 102 likes on the video. Shout out to you guys. We do have a mailbag coming up in a second where I want to answer your guys' questions. Easy ways to get on the show. Use hashtag Giants in the comments section. You'll get a chance to get on the show. Every super chat, it's guaranteed to get on the show. No lines you got to wait in. Crypto Move says, please stop drinking. Why would I stop drinking? Giants are winning. I'm 27. I'm living life. And I'm thirsty. So I'm not going to stop drinking.
My dad always had this thing that he told me. He said, the only appropriate time to have a drink is when you're thirsty.
Yes.
And he runs high school football, so he knows a thing or two.
Yep, that's a fact. Hashtag Giants to get into the mailbag. We got that coming up. Also, you could super chat. Who's going to be the first super chatter of the day? You guys know the first super chatter is always the MVP of the show. And I also want to do this. If we get to 50 super chat bucks, if we get to $50 in super chats as a group, by the time we get to the mailbag, which is going to be in about 30 minutes or so, if we can get to $50 in super chats, we'll do the mailbag in the hard hat. We did it last week. The Giants got a victory. Let's not mess with the mojo. $50 in super chats as a team. We'll do the hard hat for the mailbag. Is he even a free agent? Oh, $20 super chat. Keith Johnson with a $20 super chat. We're already $30 away. $30 away.
SB!
I'm going to take a shot for Keith and SB right now. I appreciate you guys. Let's frickin' ride. Chase
Birds.
Sr., big Giants fan.
SB.
SB, do you think that Toney or Wan'Dale plays this week? We will save that for the mailbag. I have information on both of those guys, and you're probably going to find out here in a second because we're about to get into the latest injury report and a preview. $30 away from wearing the hard hat on the mailbag. If we get to $50 in super chats as a squad, we'll do it. But let's get into a preview and injury update right now. Make sure Rolly's ready when we're good. And let's do it. We'll do injury updates, preview, trade targets, then mailbag. Let's do it. Let's get into a preview, though, right now. Guys, I got to be honest with you. In week 1, we said if you like the video, we'll win the football game. We did. We said the same in week 2, and we won the football game. Week 3, I don't know what the hell happened. But in week 4 and week 5, we said if you want the Giants to win, like the video, and they did. Now I'm asking you again because I am superstitious. I don't want to jinx it. If you want to beat the Baltimore Ravens, hit that thumbs up icon right now. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. As always, in today's show, we're going to go over the Wednesday injury report for the New York Giants coming out of practice on Wednesday. We'll break all that down. And then on the tail end of the show, we'll go through a Giants versus Ravens preview. I will give you my 5 biggest keys to victory if the New York Giants want to get to 5-1 on the season and beat the Baltimore Ravens. Let's first go through the injury report that came out after Wednesday's practice. 5 players were non-participants at Giants practice on Wednesday. Cor'Dale Flott still dealing with that calf injury. He didn't play last week. Kenny Golladay sounds like he's going to be out a while after that MRI revealed that he sprained his MCL. Not expecting Golladay to play this week. Tony Jefferson is dealing with the foot, as well as Jason Pinnock is dealing with that ankle. And Kadarius Toney now has not 1, but 2 bad hamstrings. He did not practice. And it doesn't look good for Kadarius Toney. I am not expecting him to play this Sunday against the Ravens. And that sucks because, honestly, the Giants, Daniel Jones, this receiving core, this offense, Mike Kafka, Brian Dable, me, and you, we all need him out there. There has never been a time where the Giants needed Kadarius Toney more so than they do right now. It would be a perfect time for your first overall pick in 2021 to produce on the football field. But yet again, Kadarius Toney is not practicing, and it sounds like he's not going to play this Sunday for Big Blue. And that sucks because when you look at this wide receiver depth chart, Kenny Golladay, hurt. Sterling Shepard, hurt. Kadarius Toney, hurt. Wan'Dale Robinson, hurt. You don't have any wide receivers. Your only healthy receivers are Richie James, David Sills, and Darius Slayton. You also have Marcus Johnson, who was called up from the practice squad last week. He looked pretty good. But look, you can't pay $78 million for a receiver and he don't play. And then you can't pick a receiver in the first and second round and Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson and them not play and continue to expect to win football games. The fact that the Giants are 5-1 and Kadarius Toney has played 5 quarters this year, whatever it may be, is truly incredible. That's a testament to Brian Dable and this coaching staff. But I want to ask you a tough question right here. What is your concern level for Kadarius Toney? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 being you're not concerned at all. He'll be fine. He'll turn it around. It's Kadarius Toney, the Joker. Or type 10 for you are super concerned. He's a bust, and you're not sure if he'll ever play for the Giants again. Scale it from 1 to 10. I want to hear from you in the comment section right now. We also have some players and injury updates from practice that were limited participants, which means they only did a couple of things at practice, not full participants, only a couple of things. Saquon Barkley, he's dealing with that shoulder injury that cost him to miss some time in the game on Sunday. Brian Dable said, though, he should be good. I'm expecting Barkley to play this week. Darnay Holmes is dealing with a quad. You might have seen that video that went viral when his butt was out and they were rubbing him down. Looked super sus, but it happened. Adoree Jackson, he's dealing with that knee and neck injury. He left the game early. I'm expecting him to play. Chris Myarick's dealing with an ankle, and Azeez Ojulari is dealing with a calf. Some good news, though. Wan'Dale Robinson was a limited participant after he missed some practices last week. Sounds like he's trending in the right direction and might actually play football this week for Big Blue. Tyrod Taylor's coming back from that concussion he suffered in week 4, against the Chicago Bears. Didn't play in week 5. Sounds like he might be ready to go this week. And Leonard Williams also, like Wan'Dale Robinson, sounds like he is moving in the right direction, and the expectation is for Leonard Williams to be back on the football field. That's a big get for the Giants as they're set to go up against Lamar Jackson and this good offense, a good run offense, and the Baltimore Ravens. Look, game day's just around the corner, guys. Sub for Giants dubs. You know we say it all the time. Sub for Giants dubs. If we get 100 new subs on this video, I've heard it is a guarantee the New York Football Giants are going to win the football game. I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm not saying that I don't believe it. So if you want the Giants to beat the Ravens, make sure you go down right now and hit. Don't go to that, Trace. It's wrong. Hit that sub button. Let's ride. Giants, dubs, sub right now. Yeah. We'll go through a preview right now. Look, and also, let's do this. Mindset. My mindset all week. You guys know I'm a big mindset guy. It was F Dallas. It was F Chicago. It was F Green Bay. Today, this week, it's F Baltimore. That is my mindset. I want everyone to type F Baltimore in the comment section right now. We did the FGBs last week, and I 100% think that had something to do with the win. So right now, get your mindset right. Join me in the chat. Type FBAL in the comments right now. Let's go through my 5 big keys to victory if you want to beat the Baltimore Ravens this week. Number 1, you got to slow down Lamar Jackson. He's arguably the MVP of the league right now, and you can make a case that he is the most dynamic offensive player in the National Football League. You have to find a way to slow him down. And I think the Giants might have a secret weapon in doing that. But let's take a look at the stats that Lamar Jackson has put up through the first 5 games of the 2022 NFL season. Lamar Jackson is awesome, guys. 64% completion rate, almost 1,100 yards through the air. He's already thrown 12 touchdowns in 5 games and 5 interceptions. So he's averaging an interception a game, which means if you play good defense, he will throw you the football. He will turn it over. Wink Martindale is going to get these guys right this week, no doubt about it. But it's not just the aerial attack and the arm that you have to deal with Lamar Jackson. You also got to worry about his legs. One of the most, if not the most electric runners of the football in the National Football League. 49 carries, 374 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7.5 yards per run when he decides to tuck it. It's all about responsibility and maintaining your gap responsibility. And you have to play smart, sound, fundamental defense if you want to beat Lamar Jackson. And I think the Giants will do that because they're going to be prepared by our guy, Wink Martindale, who was the Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator since Lamar Jackson entered the National Football League. This week is on you, Wink Martindale. You know the secret sauce. You know what has to happen to slow down Lamar Jackson. You were in those meetings when they were talking as a staff as, when we get this defense, Lamar struggles. You know what he struggles against. This is a Wink Martindale week. Wink in the chat right now. A Wink Martindale week. He needs to show up. He needs to have the troops ready to battle. It's on you, Big Wink. Get the guys ready to go to war this Sunday. I also want to give a shout out to our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code chat125. They're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. They're giving you free money. Just deposit $100 and they'll hook you guys up. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. Let Danny dime. Let Danny dime. There has never been a more opportune time this season to let Daniel Jones have the offense run not through his legs, but through his arms. And for this reason, the Baltimore Ravens are ranked dead last, 32nd in passing defense. They have allowed the most passing yards in the NFL through the first 5 weeks of the NFL. It is time for Daniel Jones to not do it with his legs, but do it with his arm. Put the team on your back and have the offensive game plan run through the passing attack. He hasn't thrown a touchdown in the past 3 games. It is time for Daniel Jones to get back in the passing touchdown column. He's been good this year. The stats aren't all that pretty. They're not all that sexy, but it is time for Daniel Jones to be the guy. We have trust in Jones. We trust Jones. We know he's tough as nails. I know he's going to need receivers. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to play. Guys like Robinson, guys like Darius Slayton, guys like Richie James. You need them to step up. Daniel Jones on the season completing 67% of his passes, less than 850 yards, 3 passing TDs, 2 interceptions, and 2 rushing touchdowns on 230 yards. It is time for Daniel Jones to win a football game with his arm. He is legitimately facing the worst pass defense in the NFL. This ain't the old Baltimore Ravens defense led by Wink Martindale. It's a new age. You can pick them apart in the secondary. They are very, very, very weak in that spot. I want to ask you guys a question. 290 passing yards for Daniel Jones this week. I picked that number because that is how many passing yards the Ravens are allowing every single week. 290 passing yards. That's how many yards they allow every single week. Over, under, place your bets in the comments section right now. You got to protect the football. And this is chalk. This is cliche. But if you win the turnover battle this week, you have a good shot to be victorious and be 5-1 going into week 7. This is a big week to protect the football because the Baltimore Ravens are tied for the most turnovers forced as a unit on defense. They create turnovers. They give up a lot of yards. They give up a lot of points, but they find a way to force you into turnovers. Daniel Jones, you can't fumble this week. You can't throw any interceptions. Saquon Barkley, high and tight, Tom Coughlin, Tiki Barber style. You can't put the pill on the turf this week. You have to protect the football. You have to be smart. You can't be risky. You can't at all afford to turn the football over. You're already an underdog. You're playing one of the most aggressive defenses in the NFL when it comes to forcing turnovers. Protect the football, win the turnover battle. You got a great chance to win this football game. Key number 4, dominate the trenches. Beat up the Baltimore Ravens inside the trenches. The Ravens, their offensive line, it's solid. But their defensive line is the weakest we've seen in a very long time. They have 11 sacks on the season, less than the New York Giants, and are averaging just 2.2 sacks per game. Andrew Thomas, keep doing what you're doing. John Feliciano, have a big week. Ben Bredesen, have a big week. Mark Lewinsky, show up. Build off of what you did last week. You looked really, really good. Evan Neal, this is the week where you put all those doubters to rest. Let them know that you're for real. Let them know that there was a reason that you were the number 7 overall pick in the NFL draft. Play like that number 1 tackle selected. Be great. Andrew Thomas, keep doing what you're doing. But these 5 guys need to dominate the trenches this week against Baltimore. They are not good at getting pressure on the quarterback. You can beat them up in the trenches. As my guy Brian Dable would say, just keep chopping that wood. Just keep chopping that wood. Keep chopping that wood and go to work and beat up the Baltimore Ravens inside the trenches this week. Chop that wood. I want to do something for the real ones here. We've done it every single week, and no one's gotten it right yet. I am begging for someone to get it right, and I will personally Venmo you $25 out of my own pocket. The first person to predict the correct score, I will Venmo you $25. You got to be the first person to predict the score. You got to pick the winner and the loser, and you can't edit your comments. None of that BS, none of that shiesty shit. Don't be a weirdo, be a real one. First person to predict the winner and the correct score, I'll Venmo you $25. Let Saquon eat. Let Saquon eat. Feed Saquon Barkley. Continue to be the most dynamic player on this offense. Continue to be the best running back in the NFL. Whether it's in the run game, whether it's in the pass game, find a way to involve Saquon Barkley, because he has been the engine. He's been the jet fuel to this rocket ship on offense. 97 carries, 533 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per touch, 3 touchdowns. He's also been a factor in the pass game on offense. Find a way to feature Saquon Barkley. If the run game goes stagnant, don't get away from it, because as we know, Saquon can go for 2, 1, -1, 0, 2, 3, and then 77 to the house. He can change the game with just 1 touch on the offensive end. If the run game gets stagnant, don't go away from it. Feed Saquon Barkley. And it can also be in the pass game. I want to see Saquon Barkley have like 7 catches this week. I want to ask you guys this question before we bounce on out of here on our preview. 110 total yards for Saquon Barkley this week against the Baltimore Ravens. Let me know what you think. Type H for higher, type L for lower, and remember, you want to beat the Ravens? Hit that thumbs up icon right now. Let's ride. Swag. It was just the Giants' record was wrong. No biggie. No biggie. Higher or lower? Brian Salmon just keeps on typing, think fast, run fast. I get it. No need to spam, though. I love Chad Powers, too. No need to spam, though, Brian. Winkston. We did get a super chat from my guy, Isaiah Wink Martindale. Isaiah? What do you think here, Trace? Isaiah?
Isaiah.
I'm going to call you
Isaiah.
Z-I-V. Z-I-V.
Ziv.
What's up,
Ziv?
Ziv. Wink Martindale will get his revenge this Sunday. Remember, guys, every super chat that comes in today, we're doing shots of Fireball. And if we get to $50 in super chats by the time that we get to the mailbag, I'm going to wear the hard hat for the mailbag. We're going to go through some wide receiver trade targets here in a second. But we're at $23 away, $27 away, from $50 in Super Chats. If we get there, we'll wear the hard hat for the mailbag. Shout out to you, Viv. SIV. SIV. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Will Landon Collins play? I think there's a good shot. They call him up to the active roster, especially, with I'm blanking on his name. The safety from the Ravens that we just No. I got it right here. Tony Jefferson. I'm a fucking idiot. Tony Jefferson. With Tony Jefferson not participating in practice this week, I do think that Landon Collins has a good chance to play this week. With Tony Jefferson hurt and not practicing on Wednesday, I do think there is a good opportunity for Landon Collins to be elevated off the practice squad. Remember, we are going to get into a mailbag here in a little bit. Use hashtag Giants in the comment section or Super Chat to get on the show. SB asked a great question about Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson. We'll answer that in a second. We're also $27 away from wearing the hard hat on the mailbag. Last week we did it, and it worked. Also, we added some stickers to the hard hat. They've got initials on them. Those people, they're in the hard hat Hall of Fame. $100 Super Chat, you get a sticker, you go on the hard hat, the exact hard hat that we wear on the show. If we get to $50 in Super Chats by the mailbag, we'll do that. All righty, we're about to get into some wide receiver. Melinda. What up, Melinda? All righty. All right, here we go. Let's talk about some wide receiver trade targets the Giants could look to make a trade for as we get closer and closer to the NFL trade deadline. Before we get into today's show, about 10 wide receivers that the Giants could look at out on the trade block as we inch closer and closer to the NFL trade deadline. If you think the Giants should trade for a wide receiver, if you don't, I don't know what you're doing. If you think they should trade for a wide receiver, type me in the comment section right now. What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Today's show, wide receiver targets that the Giants could look at on the trade block as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline, which is November 1st. We are just a couple weeks away from the trade deadline. There were rumors that the Giants were interested in DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall. Not sure how true they were. We talked about it on today's show. I'd love to get DJ Moore. But let's look at some other guys. But first, let's look at this Giants wide receiver depth chart and maybe why the Giants should trade for a wide receiver. Because Kenny Golladay, he's hurt. Sterling Shepard, out for the year. Kadarius Toney, he's got 2 bad hamstrings. And Wan'Dale Robinson, who I do think will play this week, I'm not expecting him to be a big difference maker early on as he continues to battle back from what it sounds like a very significant knee injury. So let's get it started. Let's look at some wide receiver trade targets. And the first one is from the team in the same city, right across the street. Denzel Mims of the New York Jets. Mims has been a healthy scratch all year for the New York Jets. The former draft pick out of Baylor, the long and lanky wide receiver that can push the ball down the field, he can stretch the field. He just hasn't really found his way with the New York Jets. In 20 career games, he just has 31 receptions, 490 yards, hasn't scored a touchdown in the regular season. He tore up the Giants in the preseason. I like Denzel Mims a lot, and I know some people might say right now, the Jets and the Giants, they would never do a trade. Yeah, go back. Look at the Leonard Williams trade. He actually played for the Jets before the New York Giants. What about Chase Claypool, the wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers? I like Chase Claypool, big wide receiver, but right now he's in somewhat of a crowded wide receiver depth chart with the Steelers. You got Deontay Johnson. George Pickens was just elevated to their wide receiver 1. You know they like him. You got Boykin, Austin's going to be getting off injury reserve soon. It just hasn't seemed like Claypool this year has fit in this Steelers offense, and it might be time for them to move on from him after his first great year in the NFL. The Steelers, although the reason is the Steelers could be trade deadline sellers. Pitt already paid Johnson and has Pickett. They paid Deontay Johnson a lot of money. They used a high premium draft pick on George Pickens. Could they look to recoup some of their assets in a trade if they moved on from Chase Claypool as we get closer and closer to the NFL trade deadline? So I want to ask all the Giants fans watching right now, would you trade a third-round pick for Chase Claypool? Would you send a third-round pick to Pittsburgh for Chase Claypool? Type Y for yes, or you can go down and type N for no. What about Curtis Samuel of the Washington Commanders? I almost said football team. I like Curtis Samuel a lot. Probably not an ideal trade partner, being that the Giants are NFC East rivals with Washington. But I think Samuel is a great football player, and I think he fits perfectly in a Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka offense. He could fit that Mecole Hardman role. He could fit the role of a lot of people like they were in Buffalo. I think he would fit this offense. I think he's a guy that the Giants could look to scheme open, get him the ball in handoff situations, get him the ball in short passing situations. You can get really creative with Curtis Samuel on the offensive end. Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, they would get extremely creative, extremely innovative in ways that they could use Curtis Samuel. Kind of like they could use Kadarius Toney. But as we know, Kadarius Toney, he just hasn't. Exactly. If the Giants make a move, we'll break it down here. YouTube.com/NYGiantsTV. If the Giants make a trade, we are going live on this channel, and it's going to be a party. So if you love the Giants and you're looking for a way to stay up to date on the latest news and rumors surrounding Big Blue, lock us in. Go down right now. Hit that big red button. What about Robbie Anderson, a receiver on a team that just fired their head coach? And it looks like they're cleaning house. It looks like they're going to become sellers at the NFL trade deadline. And that's what Jay Glazer reported earlier this week of Fox Sports. He says teams will now be calling the Panthers, trying to trade for some of their players, as they hope Carolina will look to stockpile picks as they look to rebuild. They don't have a lot of picks going into the 2023 NFL draft. I like Robbie Anderson because he can stretch the field. I don't know how good of a locker room guy he is, but he is someone that's a weapon on the outside. Defensive coordinators, they got a plan to stop Robbie Anderson because in one play, he can go 80 yards to the house. The Panthers might go on a fire sale, guys. They are not a good football team. They just fired their head coach. They don't have a lot of draft picks in the 2023 season. Robbie Anderson could be a guy that's on the trade block and inevitably gets moved before the NFL trade deadline gets here on November 1st. What about a wide receiver that's kind of lost in the shuffle in Denver? What about KJ Hamler? He's explosive, he's shifty, he's quick, very similar to a guy like Wan'Dale Robinson. And following the game this past Thursday night where Russell Wilson just missed a wide open KJ Hamler for the win, KJ Hamler was pissed. Took off his helmet, threw his helmet, hands in his face like his dog ran away. He was pissed off, and for good reason. I like KJ Hamler as a player. If he is on the trade block, I would be interested in him. I'm a little weary about the past injuries he's had. He had a really, really bad knee injury this past year. But look, the Giants, they're so thin at wide receiver. If you could add any talent to that room, it would be a smart decision. I think Hamler would fit really, really well in this offense led by Daboll and Kafka. Alert! 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 Here at Yankees Chat Sports, we just started a brand new channel because playoff baseball is here. We just started a New York Yankees channel, and we did a watch party for Game 1 of the ALDS. It was a lot of fun. Some guy with the Widow's Peak, really very similar to mine. He was hosting it. He's a pretty cool guy. You should go subscribe. Chatsports.com/Yankees. Subscribe to our brand new Yankees channel. We are 34 subs away from 300 subs. If you bleed pinstripes, you love the Yanks, and you're trying to get number 28, go down right now, chatsports.com/Yankees. What about some longer shots, wide receiver targets? These ones probably aren't as likely, but there are rumors and there is some reason to believe that these guys could be on the trade market. What about Tyler Lockett? Because Lockett last year and as early as this past offseason was linked to trade rumors. This is a guy with a new regime in Seattle, new quarterback, kind of just a shifting of the dynamic. I know Carroll's still there. I know Schneider's still there. But could they look to kind of sell a little bit as the Geno allure and the Geno magic kind of wears off a little bit? You already paid a bunch of money to DK Metcalf. You did pay a lot of money to Tyler Lockett, but he hasn't been as effective this year. I like Tyler Lockett a lot. Definitely a guy that I would keep in mind if I was the Giants. We talked about DJ Moore yesterday on the show. I would love TJ Moore. He would be the perfect wide receiver for the New York Giants. Not a guy that scores a lot of touchdowns, but his yards after catch, the amount of catches that he has each season, just the dynamic playmaker that he is. He's a game breaker. Kind of gives me Odell Beckham Jr. vibes when the ball is in his hands. I mean, look at that. 400 yards after catch, 400. This is a guy that once he gets the ball in his hands, he's a dynamic threat. As Joe Shane would say, he is a generator with the football. If Moore is attainable without trading a first-round pick, I'm in. I would make the trade. I would trade a second. I would trade a second and a fourth. I would trade a second and a third the following year. I would trade up a good amount of draft capital to go get DJ Moore. Because some people may be saying, I would never trade that many picks. What about if I said, would you trade Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson for DJ Moore? Every single person in this room would say yes. That was our last first-round pick, and that was our last second-round pick. You would absolutely do anything you can to get DJ Moore. The draft is a crapshoot. You got about a 40% hit rate. DJ Moore, you got a 100% hit rate. He's already a proven great receiver. Daniel Jones, he needs one of those guys. I want to ask you guys this question, though. Is there any wide receiver you deal a first-round pick for? Is there any wide receiver that's on the trade market that you would trade a first-round pick for? Type Y for yes, type 1 for yes, or you can go down and type 2 for no. I want to hear from you in the comment section right now. What about Tyler Boyd, a guy that's fallen down in the wide receiver rotation? I know that they have a bunch of wide receivers over there in Cincinnati with Jamar Chase and all the crew and talented cats they have over there. It'd be so awesome to have a wide receiver core like that. It's a real long shot, no doubt about it, but he is Cincinnati's wide receiver 3. Do they see down the line that they're a team that would pay Tyler Boyd a lot of money as a wide receiver 3? Because he'd probably be wide receiver 1 with the New York Giants. He's a good football player, guys. In 2021, 67 receptions, 828 yards, 5 touchdowns. This is a guy that just is a productive football player. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 2018 and 2019. It's just a good football player. If he's on the trade block, if Cincinnati's looking to move on from him because he's fallen down on their depth chart, this is a guy that I would definitely go and look at. What about Marvin Jones of the Jacksonville Jaguars? A little bit older of a player, but still a solid player. No doubt about it. I like Marvin Jones. I think you can get him on a little bit of a cheaper trade. I don't think it would take a premium pick. Maybe a 6th round, maybe a 7th round. If you could find a way to get Marvin Jones on this football team, a veteran that is a good football player and dependable and available, be a good trade if you're the New York Giants. A guy that I would love to see on the New York Giants. What about Brandin Cooks? Brandin Cooks, who has kind of been forgotten about as one of the best wide receivers really of this last decade. I mean, look, he has 6 seasons of 1,000 yards. Cooks has 6 career 1,000-yard seasons in the National Football League. The Texans suck. Could they look to trade a guy like Brandin Cooks and get a draft pick back and build for the future and fill that need in the 2023 draft? I like Brandin Cooks. Makes a good bit of money. You could always figure that out. Joe Shane, he's a wizard. I know we could figure it out. Brandin Cooks is a good football player. The injury history concerns me a little bit. But look, he's got 6,000-yard 1,000 receiving yard seasons. That's a tongue twister, man. Give me a break. I'll ask you this question, though. Name a wide receiver the Giants should trade for. Name a wide receiver the Giants should trade for. Let me know in the comment section right now. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go down right now, hit that big red button. If you want to beat the Baltimore Ravens, sub for Giants dubs. You want to go 5-1, hit that big red button. Subscribe, lock us in. New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. Name a wide receiver you want the Giants to trade for. Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, we do. We do. Elijah Moore, Mims, Claypool, DJ Moore. Yeah, I would do anything for DJ Moore.
I saw somebody say they would trade Kenny Golladay for a flat Pepsi.
I think that
Or Kadarius Toney, excuse me. Kadarius Toney.
I think the other team declines. JCNYC sent in a $5 super chat during the cut. Appreciate you, JC. Every super chat on today's show, we pop it up on screen, and we'll give you a shout-out. And every super chat that comes in, we're going to take a shot. They might cut down Saquon touches. He's a bit hurt. Trade Toney. Maybe. I could see that, but it didn't sound like he was too worried about it. I mean, look, when Saquon Barkley came back in the game on Sunday, they didn't limit his touches. They got him the football. I get the idea there, JC, but look, this ain't the time to limit Saquon Barkley's touches. He's in a contract here. He's got to earn every single dollar, and I don't think Saquon wants to miss any time. Trade Toney, I'm with you. I mean, what are they going to trade him for? Who's going to want him? I mean, I wish we could trade Toney. I'll tell you this. I don't think Kadarius Toney's going to be on the Giants next year. That's just a feeling that I have. JC, I appreciate the $5 super chat, my guy. You're a real one. We do have a mailbag coming up right now. Almighty Finesse. Yes, there are rumors that we're interested in DJ Moore. We did a video on that earlier in the show, or in the week. We did that yesterday. We are $22 away from wearing the hard hat for the mailbag. I'm going to do this, Trace. We'll do a 2-minute shot clock. 2-minute shot clock. Every super chat that comes in the next 2 minutes, we'll take a shot. And we are $22 away from wearing the hard hat for a mailbag. We did it last week, and we won the football game. I don't want to jinx it, Trace.
See, that's one thing we don't do. We don't play fugazis, no shiesties, no tomfoolery, no nonsense. You know what to do, guys. Come on.
Are you superstitious?
I'm not only superstitious, I'm very stitious. So we got to get this rolling.
$22 away from wearing the hard hat for a mailbag. Okay. Yeah. As my guy Corinne would say, no fuckery. We're a minute away. Can we get $22 in super chats as a crew? As a crew, can we get there? Ricky sends a $2 super chat. Ricky. $20 away. $20 away from the hard hat for the mailbag. Can we get there? Can we get there? $20 away. We got 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Can we get there? $5 from John. John Murdoch, the real one. John. $15 away.
We're so close.
15.
We're so close.
Someone send in a $15 super chat.
Somebody bring a Giants and dub. Come on now.
Somebody scream. Come on. Come on. $15 away. Let's do it. I'm going to pour up these 2 shots for Ricky and John. Can we get there? Can we get there? $15 away. Someone be an MVP. Someone be a real one. If not, it's going to be a hell of a letdown.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be a hell of a letdown.
I got so mad, I almost just flipped my laptop.
John, $15 super chat. Yeah! Cha, a legend. A legend. Brian Salamone, you're being a hater. Suck it. Get that hard hat. Corinne!
Corinne. She's a terrier, Mom, so we're going to bark.
All right. I'm going to do, I don't know how many, I took one for Ricky. I owe 3 more shots. Let's ride.
All right, this shot is for Cha.
For Cha.
For Cha.
For Cha.
Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha slide.
All right, we got it. Corinne. Corinne, the definition of a real one right there. Corinne, I love you. I love you. Do I owe another? I'll do one for the half of it. For the culture. For everybody that's a blue collar mother effer.
Do one for King K.
For King K. Kayvon Thibodeau, we're cheersing for your first sack of the season. All right. Big Moo, I almost did choke. I did. I didn't almost. I did. Trace made me laugh. All right, let me get the hard hat ready. All right, how does the audio sound? Audio sound all right?
Audio sounding good. Let me know if you guys can hear him clear in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type in for no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The hard hat. The hard hat. It's hard hat time in New York. Love it. Love it. I appreciate everybody. Audio's good. All right, let's get into a mailbag. Remember, hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on the show. If you want your question answered, you can use hashtag Giants or you can Super Chat to get on the show. Super Chats, skip the line and it's guaranteed to get on there. If you just use hashtag Giants, you're at the discretion of Trace. Trace is going to pick the best questions he can. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We're about to get into a mailbag which aired on our live show that goes down every single Wednesday. So subscribe and turn your notifications on. So when we go live on Wednesdays, you can be there. It's a hard hat type of day. Bring your hard hat. Let's go. First one coming in from Mr. NY Stadium BD4. Mr. NY Stadium, I just followed you back on Twitter. And I sent you a DM because I missed your DM from weeks ago because I am an idiot. But I gave you a follow back. Should the Giants sign DeAndre Hopkins? Well, DeAndre Hopkins is under contract until 2025. But if you mean trade for him, that's going to be a little bit tougher because I don't see the Arizona Cardinals moving on from a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. Look, maybe for a first-round pick. Are the Giants really in the camp of wanting to give up a first-round pick for a 30-year-old wide receiver who's been injured the past couple of years and just got suspended for steroid use? There's no doubt about it that DeAndre Hopkins is one of the most talented players to ever play the wide receiver position. I just wouldn't want to have to give up the draft capital it would take to land a guy like D-Hop. But, Mr. NY Stadium, it'd be awesome to see D-Hop with New York. I would love to see it. If it ever happened, we'd party on this channel, but I don't know if that one's going to happen. But I appreciate your question, my guy. Ricky, $2 super chat. Real one, DJ Moore or DK Metcalf for Golladay? No one's going to trade for Kenny Golladay. His value is at an all-time low. No one's going to trade for him. If I had to pick between DJ Moore or DK Metcalf, I'd probably roll with DK Metcalf, but I don't think he's on the trade block. DJ Moore is probably not on the trade block easier, but is going to be more easy to attain in a trade. So I'd choose DJ Moore. There's rumors. Supposedly we're interested. I don't know. We'll find out. You guys know we'll keep you up to date on the latest Giants news and rumors. Mikey, what up, bro? You think the Panthers would agree to a swap of KG? No. Not a chance. Not a chance. Kenny Golladay sucks. His contract's super expensive, and he's not good. A fourth rounder and Kenny Golladay for DJ Moore, they block your number. Mikey, it's going to take a second and third round pick at the least. I think they're going to want a first round pick. He's a 25-year-old superstar wide receiver, and they're looking to do a rebuild. You don't just trade great players, especially at the wide receiver position, when you're trying to find a quarterback. I get the idea. It's just, nah, not a chance. The big moo. How much of an advantage do you think we have because of Wink? A huge advantage. I mean, look, there's not a better defensive coordinator to have than one like Wink Martindale when you're playing against the Ravens, his previous stop. He's been a defensive coordinator for the Ravens the entire career of Lamar Jackson. So there is one guy who knows what Lamar Jackson does not like to face. It's Wink Martindale. We got a pocket aces in our back pocket right now trying to game plan around Lamar Jackson. It's still going to be tough. He's still a damn good quarterback, but we might have the secret recipe with Wink Martindale. Ricardo, a $5 super chat. Ricardo, I appreciate you, my guy. What about free agents? Mohamed Sanu, T.Y. Hilton, Mike Wallace, Michael Crabtree, Emmanuel Sanders. No draft picks attached, nothing to lose anybody else. I could see the Giants going the route of signing a wide receiver in free agency. Emmanuel Sanders said he retired, but he does have some ties to Brian Dable. Cole Beasley said he retired. He's got some ties to Brian Dable. We did a wide receiver free agent targets video last week. Some guys I had on there were Tavon Austin, Alex Bachman. I had T.Y. Hilton on there. There were some other guys on there as well. Ricardo, check it out on the channel. We did a wide receiver free agent target video. But look, if you could sign a wide receiver that can contribute, Ricardo, you absolutely do it. Just all comes down to the dollars because right now the Giants are up against the salary cap. Austin Allen, 33. Should the Giants trade Kadarius Toney? I mean, who's going to trade for him? What are you going to get back? This would feel like punting on Kadarius Toney a little bit too soon. But how many chances are we going to give the guy? I love Kadarius Toney as a football player, but I want to see him play frickin' football. Like, he has to play football. I don't know. I'll ask you guys, though. What to do with Kadarius Toney? Type T for trade. Type K for keep. Let me know. What would you do with Kadarius Toney if you were Joe Shane? Type T for trade. Type K for keep. Jessica, what's good? Who's the player that's going to step up next week and win the game for us? I think it's going to be Daniel Jones. The Baltimore Ravens have the worst pass defense in the National Football League. Daniel Jones needs to air it out. The Ravens are giving up, on average, 290 passing yards per week. This is the week that you let Danny dime. Let Daniel Jones throw the ball. Let him beat the Ravens with his arm and not his leg. But that also comes back to the front five. Can the offensive line protect him? That's what it's going to come down to. I think Daniel Jones is going to step up and help us win this football game. Paul, I'm liking how Fabian Moreau. Yeah, he played really good last week. He played like 52 snaps last week. He was targeted twice, didn't allow a catch, didn't allow any yards. Fabian Moreau has been a good pickup by Joe Shane. He had some ties to Wink Martindale. I'm impressed. I'd like to see him as our third corner. I wish Aaron Robinson wouldn't have got hurt. Hopefully Adoree Jackson comes back this week. But I am very, very impressed, Paul, with the way Fabian Moreau has played so far this year. 5. I got 5 on it. Mike Francis, an OG. LFG, Marshy. I think 10-7. But as of now, what is your record prediction for our final wins and losses for the New York Football Giants? I'm going to pull up the schedule here, and we will go game by game of the Giants' schedule the rest of the way. So right now you're at 4-1. You play Baltimore this week. That's going to be tough. I think the Giants will win. But let's say they lose. 4-2, right? Trace, remember that. 4-2. I have the Giants beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. 5-2. I have the Giants beating the Seattle Seahawks. 6-2. I have the Giants beating the Houston Texans. 7-2. I have the Giants beating the Detroit Lions. 8-2. Then you got the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. 8-3. I say that's a loss. I think you beat Washington. 9-3. Then you play the Eagles. I'll say you split with the Eagles, so you lose the first one. 9-4. Then you play Washington again. Let's say you split because it is the NFC East. Let's not get too crazy. Let's say you split. What's that, 9-5? Then you play Minnesota. Minnesota's a good football team, guys. I'm wanting the Giants to win every game. So let's go 9-6. Then you got Indy. I think you could beat Indy. That's 10-6. Then you got the Eagles. You can go 10-7 or you can go 11-6. That's where I have the Giants right now, Mike. I think that's where it's close to. 10-7, 11-6. Look, just go 500 the rest of the way, and you're going to make the freaking football. You're going to make the playoffs this year. Appreciate the super chat, Mike. Mike, be a real one. Go to chatsports.com/bet, our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. When you go to chatsports.com/bet and use that promo code chat125, they're going to hook you guys up with a 125% deposit bonus. Get started today, chatsports.com/bet, promo code chat125, our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Tutu's in the building. Massive salute to Big Boss Marshy and for all the diehard Giants fans around the world. Slap all the stinky boys and losers out of here. Dying F and all F the Ravens. F the Ravens. Tutu, I love you, brother. Good to see you back in the chat. Corinne, do you think OBJ is trolling teams saying he's interested just to get the Rams to lock him in? Not a bad thought, Corinne. I ultimately think this year Odell Beckham is either going to sign with the Green Bay Packers or re-sign with the LA Rams. And we got this next question, too, we'll ask. Do you think the OBJ would come back to the Giants? So I'll answer both these questions. I do think OBJ is playing it right. He's boosting up his value. He's making some drama happen on Twitter, teasing Giants fans. I do think Odell Beckham Jr. would come back to the Giants. It's just right now, the Giants don't really have the cap space to make it happen. But next year, in the 2023 offseason, Odell Beckham Jr. is absolutely going to be on the Giants' radar when they have some of the most cap space to use in NFL free agency. I think there's a chance the Giants could sign him this year. I don't think it's very high. I think next year there's a really, really good chance we could see Odell Beckham back with the New York Giants. I'll ask you guys this question to get out of here. Last question of the show. Do you want OBJ on the Giants? Type OBJ for yes. Or you could type no BJ. You could turn down no BJ. No BJ for no. OBJ for yes. No BJ for no. Let me know what you think in the comment section right now. Shout out to everybody that super chatted right there. We had how many come in? 3 super chats come in during the mailbag. I'm going to take 3 shots because every super chat we get, we're going to take a shot. Trace, we are $25 away from 100 in supers. I'd love to. Guys, we are $25 away from $100 in super chats.
Guys, I want to party. I want to party.
Trace loves to party.
I love to party.
You guys know I love to party. That's why me and Trace are a dynamic duo.
Let's take some shots. Let's take a beer bong. Let's do a freedom funnel for fucking New York. The real birthplace of the United States of America.
If we get to $100 in super chats, Trace will do a freedom funnel. You guys have never seen the freedom funnel. You guys have never seen the freedom funnel. I want you guys to see it today. If we get $25 more in super chats, we'll do the freedom funnel. I owe 2 more shots. One more for the real ones. Shout out to Tutu. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Ricardo. The OGs.
Let's go. Let's party. Let's party. I'm ready to roll. Cuts are done.
Cuts are done.
Got that cut out.
Got that cut out.
Rollies on it. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
So $25 away from $100 in super chats. Can we get there, guys? That's a milestone on a Wednesday. That's a milestone.
Let's see it happen. Let's see it happen.
If we get a $25 super chat, or if we get up to $100, which is 25 away, we will do the freedom funnel.
I might even take my shirt off if it's at $25, just straight up. I mean, it might get wild.
It could get crazy.
It could get bonkers.
XXX.
It could be only sports.
Only sports. I'm dead. Oh, my God.
All right. Hakeem's typing his OBJs. Let me know. Do you guys want OBJ, yes or no? Type OBJ for yes, type no OBJ for no. I'm going to give some shout-outs while Marsh is checking on some stuff. While we wait for some super chats to come in, because I know that the New York Giants fans are going to make it happen. Hakeem's typing his OBJ. Paul's typing OBJ. Mike Francis is typing OBJ. And then a little dab emoji. You got to love that. Throw
Mike's
it back.
a big dab guy.
Big dab guy. 2-2!
2-2's
FOBJ
in the chat.
with the flag and the laughing emoji. Love it. Sweet is typing no OBJ. Michael Ortiz is typing Saquon. Yeah, he's pretty dope. He's a really good running back.
2-2. Hook us up, 2-2. Send that 25-piece, 2-2.
2-2.
2-2. If you send a 25-piece, Trace will do a Freedom Funnel, and I will do a Merbonga.
It gets crazy.
If we can get to $100 in Super Chats.
I'm going to double down. 1 minute. 1 minute, and I'm throwing Fireball in it. 1 minute, I'm throwing Fireball in the Freedom Funnel.
Fireball in the Freedom Funnel,
1
says
minute.
Trace.
Once it's gone, once the time's up, offers off the table.
Offers off the table.
I'm kind of I sell myself for this company, but I have limits.
Can we get $25 in Super Chats in the next minute? Let's do it as a squad.
Fireball's
Slim
like
Cash-
strong apple juice.
Yeah, I want.
I
you
mean,
to
when you're
try to
drinking
drink-
them out as we do, then yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Trace. We might have hit our peak.
30 seconds down.
Have we hit our peak, Giants fans? If we have, that's okay.
It's all right.
But I believe in you guys. I challenge you guys right now to hold me down. $25 Super Chat, and you will be the MVP of the show. And we will do a Freedom Funnel.
You'll get your own graphic.
B. Baloli is in the chat. What up, B. Baloli? B. Baloli, we are $25 away from $100 in Super Chats. If we get there, we're going to party. Trace, go get the Freedom Funnel.
All right, I'm
Show
going to
them
go
what
get
it
it.
is.
I'm going to go get it.
Maybe they need to see it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They
That's
need
what
to
it is.
see it.
How are you supposed to buy something you don't know what you're getting? I don't blame the Giants fans. They're smart.
I don't blame them
Unlike
either.
Cowboys fans.
Yeah, Cowboys fans would never. We want to stay live, but there's people ready to move into the studio. We got to continue to keep the party rolling. We have to keep the party rolling if we want to hold down this studio, because the Cowboys report is trying to move in. And I don't want the Cowboys report to come into this studio. Help me, help you guys. Be Baloli, all is well. Hope all is well for you, my guy. Mikey, who's going to trade down from the opportunity to trade for C.J. Stroud, though, Mikey? If you have the opportunity to draft C.J. Stroud, no one's trading down. This is the Freedom Funnel. It is American as fuck. The Freedom Funnel. Trace will pour the beer in the Freedom Funnel and chug if we get a $25 Super Chat. We already did a 1 minute shot clock, but we're going to have to change it up. My boss just said we got to get out of the studio if we can't get Super Chats, which sucks, but he's my freaking boss. 1 minute. We got 1 minute. That's what he said. If we can do it in a minute, we can stay and party. If we don't, we got to get out of here. I thought y'all were trying to fill Cowboys. Jeremy, come in here. I told him that Cowboys report's trying to come in. Let them know. We can't let the Cowboys. Jeremy is the Cowboys report producer. Tell him why we got to get out of the studio.
So apparently, Tom said the team with the most Super Bowl wins has to take over the studio unless we get Super Chats. That's what Tom told me.
Wow. So he's talking shit about the Giants.
He's talking mad shit.
When was their last Super Bowl win, though?
Not since I've been alive. Yeah, so.
How many times have the Cowboys beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah, none.
None. The answer is none. They never have, never will.
They never will. They never will.
We got a 10-piece.
Mike!
15 away. Mike! 15 away. Can we get three $5 Super Chats? 3 $5 Super Chats all start us off. Can we get there, Chugs?
I think you can. F the Cowboys.
If you hate the Cowboys Super Chat so they can't come in here and do content.
Tom made a really messed up joke, too.
What'd he say?
He said, the Cowboys D-line, he gives it 1.5 thumbs up.
Is that a shot at Jason Pierre-Paul?
That was
That's messed up.
real messed up.
That's messed up. All right. Guys, they're dissing our team. They're dissing our legends. Mike, I'm going to take a shot for you. We are 15 away. 15 away from $100 in Super Chats. 5-piece from 2-2. John says, I'm trying to Super Chat, but it won't let me. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We are $10 away. Who's going to send in the 10-piece to get it done? Shout out to 2-2. New York Giants 11-6 this season. F all the haters and say, we forget about it.
Forget about it.
We are $10 away. JC, why would you ask such a dumb question? Ask stupid questions, get stupid prizes. Yeah. We'll go through the injury report as we are $10 away from $100 in Super Chats.
See, JC, we can't light shit on fire in here because the equipment is expensive.
Oh, we got it! DJ! 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 DJ!
Let's go!
DJ! Let's go! JC, tell me this is your first time watching Giants Now without telling me this is your first time watching Giants Now. I can't believe you just asked that stupid of a question. I cannot believe you just asked that stupid of a question. DJ,
let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go. This party's just beginning.
2 Trulies and the Merbonga. 2 Trulies and the Merbonga. No. Just bring them out. 2 Trulies and a Merbonga. JC, if you were here all the time, you would know. Just one. You would know. JC, you would know. No, some idiot in here is saying that this is apple juice. And I told him, tell me this is your first time watching the show without telling me it's your first time. Put a lighter to it. We're in a freaking office building. You think we can light a fire in here?
You can do a desktop, but no fireball. No fireball.
Come on, JC. Use your head. I can see your profile picture. You got a fat-ass dome. Use it. I owe one more shot, I think. And then we'll do the Freedom Funnel and the Merbonga, and then we're going to get out of here, probably.
Unless some Super Chats come in.
That is true, Trace. That is true.
Hey, real quick, should we do I see some people laughing. I think it would be really fun if we did like a Super Chat roast at the end of one of these live shows. I think that would be so fun.
Like you just roast people that
just be like, hey, Super Chat, like we'll put a picture of you on either that, or we could be like, hey, Super Chat, and we'll take a picture of you and then we'll roast you from there or something. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Truly. Put us full screen, Trizzy. Be Baloli. Be Baloli. Be Baloli. We'll be live on Knicks in a little bit. Probably need to get working on that. This is the Merbonga. You guys have never seen this tool. If we played the Dolphins this year, we would use it. But this is the Freedom Funnel. This is the... Oh, 2-2 with the $5 Super Chat. 2-2. Cal Walker says Marsh can't...
It's 2-2.
Cal Walker says Marshall can't be roasted. He is the perfect male specimen.
This is peak human performance right here.
Look at this.
Hard hat and all.
I'm just a blue-collar dude that likes to talk about the New York Giants.
Blue-collar guy that likes blue-collar things.
All right. Big Blue Dreams guy. All right. It's turned into a party on Giants Now. Corinne says Trace has to take his shirt off.
I said if it came in at $25, it won.
You did.
Somebody said one. I mean, we got the sex bots in there. They clearly want to see it. But $25 and I might. I am a whore. We'll cheers it. We'll wave.
All right. I feel like I should take the mic off, but let's not. Cheers it. to New York Giants now. Let's ride.
Look at him fly.
Ah.
It's so American.
Ah. I'm watering my eyes. I'm watering my eyes. That was ice cold. Ice cold. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Let's freaking go.
Who else gets this hype? No one.
Cowboys fans could never.
When's the next Yankees video?
Great question.
Real quick, easy time to plug the Yankees channel.
If you love the Yankees, go subscribe to our Yankees channel. Just go to chatsports.com /Yankees.
Go to chatsports.com/
Sorry, I just burped all in your guys' faces. That was so elementary of me. I'm a rookie for that. Sub to our Yankees channel. YouTube.com. It's not YouTube. Chatsports.com /Yankees. I'm going to put the link to the chat. I'm going to put the link in the chat. That's what I meant to say. Oh, shit. If you like the Yankees, if your baseball team is the Yankees, type me in the comments right now. If your baseball team is the Yankees, type me in the comment section
King of
right
New
now.
York. The Yankees, Aaron Judge, King of New York.
If you're a Yankees fan, type me in the comment section right now. I'll give you a shout out. If you're a Yankees fan, type me in the comment section right now. Chap City, Alex, 22. For everyone that's typing me, click that link in the chat and click that subscribe button. Because if you like Giants now, you're going to love Yankees now. It's a guy that looks just like me with a widow's peak just like this that hosts the videos. It's me. I host the videos. All right. $105 in Super Chats on a Wednesday. That's a record. That's a record. I'm going to take one more shot. Unless any Super Chats come in, we will stay live. But I do have some other stuff to do. I got to get ready for the Knicks preseason game tonight. Freaking preseason, we're going live. What other channel goes live for the Knicks preseason? None.
Wait. Is there a Nets preseason live stream? No, because they don't matter. Because it's only the Knicks. It's only the Knicks. Only the Knicks.
B. Baloli. We're going live for the preseason. I'm going to take one more shot. Unless any Super Chats come in, we're going to have to bounce out of here because the bosses are pissed. The bosses are Cowboys fans, though, so it's okay. We held them out of the studio long enough. Their videos are going to be delayed. Type LOL in the chat. LOL in the chat. We delayed the
Type 3 out of 10.
Suck it, Tom. All right. One more shot. B. Baloli. All righty. To everybody that tuned in today, to everybody that super chatted, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the MVPs. These shows are a lot of fun when you guys get involved.
Will wants to have a tailgate party in the future. So I think for a live stream, we go live and we have a tailgate for it.
Hey,
I think we do that for a game day.
Hey, Trace doesn't know I'm about to say this.
Oh, shit.
But I will say.
Oh, shit.
Trace is not producing a 12 o'clock watch party on Sunday. And I need a producer.
Ruh-roh.
And I need a producer.
Ruh-roh.
If you want Trace to produce the watch party on Sunday, type me in the chat. If you want Trace to produce the watch party on Sunday, type me in the chat.
Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
If you want Trace to produce the watch party, he's going to bring the energy that I need.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Let's go. Come on. Who wants to party on Sunday?
We need Trace.
Woo!
We need Trace there. It's up to Trace. Doesn't have to.
We've had some fun on some Giants live streams.
We have.
We've had some fun.
A lot of people
been
want
a
to
good
see
time.
you there, Trace.
Hey.
Just walk in at 11:59 and let's get rolling.
Okay. I might be sold. You might have sold me
You
there.
guys have Sunday Night Football.
You might have sold. I am on Sunday Night Football.
I
Gonna
don't
be
need
shit
any
talking the
help
Cowboys.
getting it ready.
Gonna be shit talking the Cowboys the whole time, just for you guys.
Go right from the Giants
to the
to
Cowboys.
the Cowboys. All righty. One more shot, then I'm out.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. You guys kept my shirt on. Maybe I'll take it off on Sunday if I'm producing for it. Maybe I'll take it off. Why not? Just kidding. Gotcha. Just you guys are so close. Hold on. I gotcha.
All righty. We're signing off. I'll see you guys later.